cousin. It was really fun, I believe.
Ripping.
Be quiet, Charles. Now listen to me, children. Your father is coming here this evening.
What?
What? Say.
You are not called on to say anything, Charles.
Are you serious, Mother?
Of course I'm serious. It is on your account, Sarah, and also on Charles. Barbara, I hope you are not going to object.
I? Why should I? My father has a small to be saved like anybody else. He's quite welcome as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, but how? Don't you know? Oh, I say.
What do you wish to convey, Charles?
Well, you must admit that it's a bit thick, don't you know?
Adolphus Cousins, you are a professor of Greek. Can you translate Charles Lomax's remarks into beautiful English for us?
I think that Charles has rather happily expressed what we all feel. Homer, speaking of Antipholus, using the same phrase, which means a bit thick.
Not that I whine, if Sarah don't.
Thank you. Have I your permission, Adolphus, to invite my own husband to my own house?
We have all one unhesitating support in the Brit.
Sarah, have you nothing to say?
Do you mean he's coming really to live here?
Certainly not. The spare room is ready for him if he likes to stay a day or two and see a little more of you, but there are limits.
Well, he can marry us. I suppose I don't mind.
I wonder how the old man will take it.
Much as the old woman will, no doubt, Charles.
Must be a regular corker for him, don't you know?
You don't think, Charles, you never do, and the result is you never mean anything. And now tell me, children, your father will be quite a stranger to us.
I suppose he hasn't seen Sarah since she was a little kid, right?
Not since she was a little kid, Charles, as you express it with that elegance of diction and refinement of thought that seemed never to desert you. Accordingly, now I have forgotten what I was going to say. Adolphus, will you kindly tell me where I was?
My dear Lady Brit, I think you were saying that since Mr. Andrew Undershed hasn't seen his children since they were babies, he will form his opinion the way brought them up from their behavior tonight. So he wishes all to conduct ourselves well, especially Charles.
Oh,
Precisely.
come, Dudley. Lady Brit didn't say that.
I did, Charles. Adolphus's recollection is perfectly correct. It is most important that you should be good. And I do beg you for once not to bear off into opposite corners and big and whisper when I'm speaking to your father.
All right, Mother, will do you credit.
Remember, Charles, Sarah will want to feel proud of you instead of ashamed of you.
Well, there's nothing to be exactly proud of, don't you know?
Well, try and look as if there was.
The Undershed.
Good evening, Andrew.
How you doing, my dear?
You look a good bit older.
I'm somewhat older, but time has stood still with you.
Rubbish. This is your family.
It's so large. I'm starting to feel that my memory is failing very badly in some things.
Ah, how you do?
I guess you're my eldest.
I don't know what look here, don't you know? Oh, I see.
Andrew, do you mean to say that you don't remember how many children you have?
Well, I'm afraid I have grown so much since, you know, I can like one son, but things have happened.
Andrew, you are talking nonsense. Of course you have only one son.
Perhaps you would be good enough to introduce me.
That is Charles Lomax, who is engaged to Sarah.
My dear Sarah, your father.
Not at all,
This is Stefan.
Happy to make acquaintance, Mr. Stefan. You must be my son. It's very likely my acquaintance.
To flatter me, Mr. Undershed. My name is Cousins, engaged to Barbara, Salvation Army. This is Sarah, your second daughter. This is Stephen, your son.
My dear Stefan, I beg your pardon.
Not at all.
Sit down.
Barbara, and right this time I go.
Quite right.
Sir, Cousins, I'm much indebted for you for explaining to your satisfaction. Yeah.
Sit down, all of you. Sit down, Andrew.
Takes you some time to find out exactly where you are, sir, don't it?
Well, I'm afraid this is not what embarrasses me, Mr. Lomax. My difficulty if I play the part of intrusive stranger. I shall produce the effect of intrusive stranger. If I play the part of stranger and may appear as Carlos father, you know.
You need not to play any part at all, Andrew. You had better be sincere and natural.
Thank you, Mama. Well, here I am. What I can do for you all.
You need not do anything, Andrew. You are one of the family. You can sit with us and enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
I'm awfully sorry, Lady Prince. Oh my soul.
Why don't you laugh if you want to, Charlie? It's good to have inside.
Barbara, you have had the education of a lady. Please let your father see that. And don't talk like street girl.
Never mind, my dear. You know, I am not a gentleman, and I was never educated.
Nobody knows, right? You look alright, sir, you know.
Let me advise you study Greek, Mr. Undershed. Greek scholars are privileged men. Few of them know Greek, and none of them know anything else. Greek scholars and their position is unchallengeable. Greek is to a man of position, like Hallmark is to silver.
Dolly, don't be insensitive. Charlie, fetch your concertina and play us
Okay,
something.
but perhaps that sort of thing isn't in your line, sir.
I'm particularly fond of music, you know.
Then I'll get it.
By the way, Barbara, do you play anything?
Only the tambourine. But Charlie's teaching me the concertina.
Also, Charlie is a member of the Salvation Army.
No, he says it's a very fun singer, but I don't despair of Charlie. I made him come to a meeting yesterday in the lobby to make the collection in his hand.
In my youth, I earned some pennies and shillings in the street instead of dancing, you know. The later on, I become a member of the Undershed Orchestra Society and perform passively on the trombone.
Well, many sinners play themselves into heaven on the traveling things of the army.
But really, don't you know? I mean, getting into heaven isn't exactly in your line, right?
You know, now you hardly appreciate my position, Mr. Gomez.
Well, I'm not speaking anything against you personally, sir. I'm speaking generally. You know, we cannot go on without the business of cannons, you know. It's necessary and all that. But, you know, you cannot deny that it's wrong, right? On the other hand, there is a certain amount of touch about the Salvation Army, right? I belong to the established church myself. You cannot deny that it's religion. And you cannot go against religion, can you? Unless you're downright immoral.
You know, you hardly appreciate my position. And you know, here I am, a profiteer in mutilation and murder. I find myself, just now, in amiable humor, because this morning down the infantry, Louis 27th dummy soldiers with the fragments, with a gun which formerly destroyed 13, only 13, you know.
Well, you know what they say, the more destructive the war becomes, the sooner it will be abolished, right?
And that's not true, because the more fascinating, the more destructive war becomes, the more fascinating we find it. And, you know, all the spare money, like trade rivals spent on cathedrals and hospitals, I devote to experiments and researches and improved methods for destroying a life and property. Thus your Christianity, which enjoys you, persists not even, and turn the other cheek, but make me bankrupt. My morality, my religion, must have a place for cannons and torpedoes in it.
You speak as if there were a dozen moralities and religion to choose from, instead of one true morality and one true religion.
My dear Stephen, there's only one true morality, and that's morality that maybe doesn't fit you as you don't manufacture air of parachute. But there's only one true morality for every man, and every man has the same true morality.
Would you mind saying that again? I didn't quite follow it.
It's quite simple. As Zubeda says, one man's meat is another man's poison, morally as well as physically.
Exactly.
Precisely.
Yes, yes, yes.
Precisely.
In other words, some men are honest, some are scoundrels.
But there are no scoundrels.
Indeed, are there any good men?
No, not one. There are neither good men, nor scoundrels, and the sooner they stop calling each other names, the better. They're all just the same sort of sinner, and there's the same salvation ready for them all.
Might I ask, have you ever saved a maker of cannon?
Well, no. Let me try.
I'd like to bargain with you. I come tomorrow to see you in your salvation shelter. Would you come the day after to see me in my cannon work?
Well, take care. It may mean you're giving up the cannon for the sake of the Salvation Army.
I assure it won't give up your Salvation Army for the sake of the cannons.
Well, I'll take my chance of that.
I will take my chance of the other.
Hadn't I better play something?
Yes, give us all more Christian soldiers.
Well, it's a rather strong order to begin with. How about it's 4:30? It's much the same tune, you know.
Well, you get safe, Charlie, and with that sense, my brother, without making such a fuss about it.
Really, Barbara? You go on as if religion were a pleasant subject. Do have some sense of propriety.
Well, my dear, I don't find it a pleasant subject, but it's the only one for capable people to think of and to care for, you know.
Well, if you're determined to have it, I insist on having it in a proper and respectable way. Charles, bring forth prayers.
Right.
I'm afraid I must be going.
You cannot go now, Andrew. Sit down. What will the servants think?
You know, I have that conscientious scrupulous, but if Barbara would conduct a little service in the drawing room with Mr. Lomez, and attend willingly, and even take part from monkey and be procured.
Don't mock you, Drew.
You don't think I'm monkey later?
No, of course not. And it doesn't matter if you were. Have the army come to the first meeting for a joke? Come along. Come, Dolly. Come, Polly.
I won't be disobeyed by everybody. Adolphus, sit down. Charles, you may go. You are not fit for prayers. You cannot keep your countenance. But you, Adolphus, can behave yourself if you choose to. I insist on your staying.
Pardon me, my dear Debrett, but in a family prayer book I can't pay you say.
What things, pray?
Well, you have to say before all the servants that you have done things you ought not to have done, and that you have things undone which you ought to have done, and that there's no health in us. For me, I can't bear you say committing such an injustice for yourself, and such an injustice for Barbara. For me, I flatly deny it, or else was it have dared to marry Barbara if I look in your face. So pardon me, I have to withdraw your room.
We'll go. And remember this, Adolphus. I have a very strong suspicion that you went to the Salvation Army to worship Barbara and nothing else. And I quite appreciate the very clever way in which she has systematically humbugged me. I have found you out. Take care Barbara doesn't, that's all.
Don't tell me.
Sarah, if you want to go, go. Anything's better than to sit there as if you were 1,000 miles away.
Very well, Mama.
Nice.
Mother? What's the matter?
Nothing. Foolishness. You can go with him too if you like, and leave me with the servants.
What's something there, Mother? I don't like him.
The others do. That is the injustice of a woman's lot. A woman has to bring up her children. That means to restrain them, to set them tasks, to do all the unpleasant things. And then the father, who has nothing to do but bed them and spoil them, comes in when all her work is done and steals their affection from her.
It has not stolen our affection from you, Mother. It is only curiosity.
I won't be false, Stephen. There is nothing the matter with me.
Where are you going, Mother?
To the living room, of course. Are you coming, Stephen?
No, certainly not.